Coming up on the next episode. Good Wednesday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 12:37 now in the PM. Here at the bench, once again. I think I have all my chores done from vacation. I've got the video scheduled from that. That is the last thing I'm doing on that I know of. You never can tell, something may come up. But you know, that's just it as far as I know. This came in Monday. So basically what I want to do is, just trying to look at that. I was just seeing how much that had an effect. So that's a heavy thing there. So I was just seeing how it affected the bench. It didn't seem to affect it much, so apparently that's pretty good and strong. So anyway, what I plan on doing, as you can see, there are things in the way. Soldering station over here. The strip has to come off, and I need to put that some way that I can still retain the access to electricity. I guess I could probably run a extension cord over to the other one so that we'll have lights. So that's that plan there. The rest of the bench is fairly well cleaned off. I have my light on here. I'll just now cut that off. Now, here's the plan. Number one, I want to get this all this stuff off, and then once I get this stuff off and get it all ready to prep, I am going to prep it. I plan to use at least 2 different cleaners on the bench top to try to get all the wax off, if there is wax on there. I don't know if there is, but I'd like to have as much of it off as I can when I put the tile down, because I think it sticks better that way. I'm not going to do anything drastic like I did with the last bench. I can remember I had Kylie sit on the bench and move around to where, you know, her weight was pushing down on the tile, and that worked all right. I mean, it never came up, but I don't think it's going to come up anyway. I think it's pretty good as far as sticking to the bench. As long as there isn't any wax buildup or anything like that on there, I think it'll be fine. Now, here's the question. These are 1 by 1 or 12 inches by 12 inches, however you want to look at it. The bench is 23 inches wide. I believe, not certain, but I think from this point here to the edge of the bench is also 23 inches. I think I measured that before. This is a square. And so what I planned on doing is putting it even with the edge, starting back here against the board there. And of course that'll be up out of the way. And going straight that way, as far as I can go. And we can look at it. I'm going to look at it a little bit here. We can go to that point right there. That is going to be our limit there as far as that's concerned. Now, I think what I want to do, I haven't totally decided yet, but I want to keep the, let's move this back out of the way again, keep the tile even basically with this, come out here even with this, and then over. And I think that's how I want to do it. I think you saw that, didn't you? Let me put you down here just in case you didn't. Again, I want to come over here, I won't put anything down here, but I want to keep the tile even with that top, and then go over this way, same as this shelf, and do the same thing on the other side. This is all going to be covered here, and it will be at a slight angle, I do believe. Now this area I haven't decided about. I may leave it open. Why, I don't know. Really, you know, I think about these things a lot because, you know, what's going to happen here if this is open? You guys all know as well as I do, the first time a screw goes boom, 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 it'll go boom, boom, boom under there. You guys know what that'll do. So I'm thinking closing that off. I don't want to just close it off, but I kind of like to put something in there. Not sure what. But again, something. So a couple of things that I'm thinking about, and that really wouldn't do what I wanted to do. But I was thinking about putting some speakers there for the computer. I've got the subwoofer set of Altec Lansing speakers that have two little satellite tweeter speakers, or whatever you want to call them, that go on top, and then the bass speaker goes under the desk. Subwoofer, whatever you want to call that. And I thought about putting those there, but then I don't know if I want to. That's not going to block that off like I really want to do. I want to block it off. Possibility of putting them in the corner here. Once I do block that off, and on each corner, that wouldn't be too bad. I might try that. I don't know yet. I can even put them up on the shelf of the TV is on, if I want to. There's a lot of different ways I can do this. So this is my conundrum, my thing. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. So like I said. The reason I'm trying to figure all this out beforehand, because I don't want to take my towel any further than I have to. I think my towel goes to there and comes straight over this way, I think is the best solution to that problem. And then again, like I say, goes this way. So that's what I'm thinking of. So that gives me opportunity to put maybe 3 different pieces, or maybe 4. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'll have to measure that and find out. But I'm hoping that that's no more than three tiles to that space there, because it will hang over an inch here. And that leaves, that may leave enough space there. I don't know. We'll see. But anywho, that's that. So that's my plan. I don't know. I need to get some of this done first to make it work out right. I'm thinking, because if I don't, then I'm going to have places where there's either going to be no tile and an empty space, or I'm going to be putting things on top of the tile, and I don't really want to do that as well. So I think what I'm going to do is design this piece here. When I say design, I mean either cut it off a piece of wood. I've got plenty of that 1/4 inch stuff, that MDF I could put in there, and that would be sufficient to hold what I want to do. And it's really the only thing it's going to do is come up here, attach to this, and probably just hang loose on the bottom, enough to where it's pressed up against that, and I don't have to, there's nothing can get under it. That's my main goal. I don't want anything to get under it. So that, and then again, bring that out to this edge here, and then bring my angled bracket here to where I want it to be, and then I can go over that way. So that's the plan. Not much of a plan, but I don't know how else to do it. It just, if I was doing this correctly, I would probably start in the middle. Most of these tile jobs or tile instructions will tell you to start in the middle, and go to each edge or whatever, and then cut the edges out, around it. That wastes a lot of tile. I've done that before. I was naive at one time in my life and just followed directions. But that wastes a lot of tile. You cut a lot of pieces. Of course, it's good for the tile company because they sell more tile. But with a pattern like this, there's really no sense in doing that, because there's no real pattern to it. I mean, it's a splatter type pattern. There is I think a bigger splatter that kind of needs to go, where it goes. But other than that, I don't think there's any big set rhyme or reason to this. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. And again, I think that I just need to get this done right, correctly, whatever you want to call it. And so that's my goal here this morning, or this afternoon, is to get this basically figured out. That's, I guess, is the best way to put it. So as soon as I get that done, I'm probably going to design my piece there for that. And, you know, I could go ahead and put one on that one there as well, and just make the whole thing, enclose the whole thing, and then go back at a later time when I get the MFP project going again, and take this piece off, and you know, that just maybe use that as a placeholder. That's what I'm kind of thinking. That might be a better idea to give me where to go with my tile. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So, you know, put a piece there, put a piece there, all the way across that shelf to block all that off, and then tile it, and then go from there. I think that might be a good idea. I'm thinking about that. Pretty good. So, anywho, that's what I'm gonna probably do. Let me get some of this done, and I'll come back and share with you what I have decided. All right. Well, here we are on a Thursday afternoon. I just finished hooking up the monitor to the computer, and the computer is now down in its little cubby hole where it's going to stay. And as you can see, the new 10-foot cable came in, and it has been hooked up. And I think it's going to work out really well, I do believe. Might be a little bit of a glare from the light up there. Don't know if I can fix that or not, but I don't know. I probably could maybe, I don't know. I have to take a look at it a little bit more and see. But it's not that bad that I can't see it. It's just, you know, a little bit bad. As you can see, 12:57 now in the afternoon on this Thursday. So I'll let that run through its little updates. It had been hooked up for a while, and I think there was 47 updates to run through. I have been busy also working down here. As you will see, there is a speed square there. And I've been doing some measurements for the MFP bracket that's going to go in here. There's the plastic bracket that I'm going to make to hook things like this up. And they will fit in there basically like that. Not exactly like that. They'll be up a little bit from there. But, you know, it will be roughly that. And like I said, they'll sit out a little bit from there because the plastic backing will come out a little bit from there. I got to get my measurements for that and do that and find out exactly how big of a space I have to put in there for that to make sure that I have enough place to screw in these things here. This is all going to be modular design with this type of plastic bezel screwed into the larger framework of the backing, and that's the way that's going to work. Same with the other end on the DC power supply. It will be basically the same way. It will screw into the framework, as well as will the middle section, much like the old MFP, because that worked out rather well. I like that because I could take things in and out and work on them one at a time. I don't have to take the whole thing apart to do that, and that's kind of nice. I like that. So I see the computer has finished updating, and it is now ready to go. So there you go. That's that part of it. And let me get back to working on this, and I'll show you what the design is I come up with, or I do come up with, I should say. I haven't come up with it yet, but I will, hopefully. And once I do, we'll bring you back. Good Friday morning to you all, YouTube. It is 10:30 now in the AM. I know I left off with planning for the tile and putting that piece in there and one across here. What I thought about after that, I thought, you know, I really need to get this part designed and at least started on, so I'll know basically where I'm at. Now I still plan on coming out to here with the tile. I mean, you know, coming down to there, I should say. And that will make that sit up just a hair higher, you know, like about like that. You know, off the front of it there. So that's I had planned that into it. So that's going to work out pretty good. I've already test fitted my meter in here. It does fit, but it needs to be shaved out just a little bit. Like I said, when I reduced that down just a little bit because of the tile, I decided, you know, that made this a little bit closer too. And so I need to shave a little bit of that out, but that's no problem. So that's my plan for this front of this. And I think what I'm going to do is probably make that entire front section here. Let's back up a little bit. This front section across here all the way to here. And, you know, all that will be that style of you know, fascia or whatever you want to call it, bezel, you know. I think that's the way to go. And then, you know, this is just the framework, so what I fill in with is, again, like the meter's already ready to go. It's got its own little bezel and it fits in there. And that will be one thing. On the other end, well, maybe not on the other end, it may be in the middle, I don't know. But the DC power supply is one of the other things that's got to go in there. The bench amp is going to go in one of these, and that will be fitted in there. And the whole thing, like I said, will be this type of framework. And again, it will sit on top of the tile. It will, you know, work out all right. I did this one. I had to print with the support. You can see that's broke, but I'm going to glue that. That'll be fine. Good Saturday afternoon to you all YouTube. As you can see, the clock up there is 1:57. And I have changed that wallpaper to the one from Windows 7. I kind of like that. I may use it for a while. We'll see. I think it shows up a little bit better in here. I think a darker one's better with everything. So that's just the way I feel about it. You know, I may change again, like I say. Who knows? I stopped the video of the last part of it. I did not use all of the one I had already made because it didn't fit my objective. Now again, here is the one we talked about already, I think. And that was the one I was going to add this to. And I did make this. But I don't know. It would have worked. Or it will work, or would work, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't have any way to secure it down here. I didn't add that. I can change that, obviously. So I didn't really care for that. I thought, nah, I'm just not liking that a lot. And for one thing, the support it took to print this one was totally ridiculous. I'm not going to print any more like that. And this one I printed like this, and it didn't require any support. But at the same time, my little standoff there that was going to be used to screw everything down, like this one, it's supposed to look like this one here. But it didn't turn out so good because there's nothing out here. So that's what happens when you have no support, and I wasn't going to use the support with all that because it would just end up breaking like this did. So no sense in doing that. So I scrapped that whole idea and I came up with a different one. This was what I was going to do. As you can see, I have holes in the bottom to secure it to the base, which would make it nice and steady. And this one just fits the what do you call it by itself, the DMM. And I just wanted basically to try and see what it would do. And I found out pretty quick. Well, not real quick. It was like 6-hour print. But it did not print all the way. I had basically the same problem. Now, it wasn't totally the same problem, but it was very similar. When you got up here to a certain angle on this print here, there was nothing there to support it. It was trying to go all the way across, and when it tries to go all the way across, there's nothing there. Well, that's what happens. So, and at some point, it got the string in a little bit and pulled this loose from the base and stopped printing altogether. Now that one didn't work. That's another scrap one. As you may have figured it out, I got a little discouraged with that and decided to say heck with it. And I have went back to a similar on this. Now, Bob and I was talking about this, and I think what I'm going to do with the next one is make a part for this to attach up here, and a part for down here to attach here, and I will have the little standoffs down here so I can just put it wherever I want it. And obviously it will be, they will be, you know, lined up alike. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to print the whole thing like that. I'm going to print just this piece on the bottom, just this piece on the top, and I'm going to try to print this separately, and maybe I'm really sure yet, maybe make it to where you can't feel that, but there's a lip on there where that fits into, and maybe just make that piece and fit it in there and glue it, and to go that route. That way I don't have to use support. It should print just fine, and I think that will work out well. So that's my plan right now. Again, that's what I'm going to use, and I think once I do that, I think everything will work out just fine. So that's that. Now, on to the other object, or device, or whatever. What I got in the mail today, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A box. Hey, hey, hey. We like getting boxes in the mail. There is where it's from. Now, what happens here is I could not bring myself to cut up that nice heavy-duty extension cord. Couldn't do it. I thought about it and I thought, no, I can't do it. It's just too nice. It's just nice and heavy. You know, you don't see extension cords like that every day, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. So what I did, anyway, there's three rolls of the same wire. It's all, again, 14 gauge. Stranded, and that will be the basis for my wiring here on the I'm gonna say the heaviest circuits. There will be some circuits that feed other circuits, and I only bought 25 feet because I think I can get away with doing it that way. And then for the single circuits, the feeder circuits off of this, I will use a 16 gauge wire. Basically similarly to this, white, black, and green, and so that's the plan on that. And I think it's just a better plan all around. It is to me anyway. I was going to put it in the conduit anyway, and so I think it'll work out better that way. So I've got that now to start on that wiring whenever I get around to it. Of course, with the way this is going, I don't know. Anywho, that's that. That was the update on that, and I like I said, I went ahead and just took off the rest of the video that I made previously, and I put this part in its place because it's, you know, it wasn't right. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that was turning out. But I think, like I said, my plan on this is, like I say, using this. I'll basically cut it there and there, and put it up there wherever you want, and then you can put your devices anywhere you want up there. Now, like I said, again, this is going to be the part I've got to figure out. The rest of it's okay. I can figure that out pretty easy. But that is what I got to figure out, how to get that in there. I don't mind gluing it in there. I don't mind screwing it in there. I just trying to avoid, if any way possible, of making this to where I have to use support. It just, to me, it's a very big waste of filament, and I don't like wasting things, and so that's the plan. Alright, I will let you know on the next video how this comes out, but for now, that's going to do me. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.